Nilu, it is live now.
Okay, Priya. Thank you. Manjushri ma'am is there on the platform.
I'll just check with Manjushri ma'am.
Yes, please.
She might have gone to speak with Rajashri. I've messaged her. I'll just inform once I hear back from her.
Yes,
Hi,
I assumed the same.
I'm here. Who has gone to speak to Rajashri? I'm here. Rajashri
Oh,
is there.
hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. I hope you can see me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay. Sorry,
I'm Manavi. I was just mentioning, I assumed Manjushri must have gone to reach out to you. I was just checking with her.
Yeah, she just messaged me. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Hello, Manvi. Hello, Dr. Priya, Sudha. There's so many people are here.
Sorry, my video is
It's
off. It's a little too
144 people.
early here. Yes, and we're
Okay.
expecting more to join in.
Mm-hmm.
Manjushri ma'am is just joining us. A little network issue on her end.
Hello. Sorry, my bad. I am so sorry. 12 minutes I've been struggling like crazy to get the network going. I am really so sorry. This is so scary. I mean, I get shivers. I mean, everything is all set and you're. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for bearing with me. And are we all there? Is everybody in? Because we are expecting everybody to teachers are all coming in. Thank you so much for joining us, Rajashri. Thank you. A big thank you in your such a busy schedule. You kind of made place for us. Really blessed that you were able to make it today.
Thank
Ma'am,
you
we
so
have
I'll
much.
just
already gone
get
live
things
on
ready on
YouTube,
this end.
so you can begin
Uh,
with the session.
I will keep the book ready to be shown. Uh, you can instruct me about the pages that you are reading, and I'll do the flow accordingly.
I think I'll read the first few pages only, the starting one, second, third, fourth, fifth. So yeah, let's start from there only, and I think few more
Whatever.
pages, and maybe we can have a discussion or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we start, Nilu?
Yes, ma'am, it is
Yes,
already
ma'am, we are
live.
already live on YouTube.
Okay, we are live on YouTube. Okay.
All right. All right. Okay, thank you so much to all of you who've joined back, and a very big thank you and a big welcome to Rajashri Deshpande, uh, a person who is multifaceted, multi talented, and I'm going to take great honor in introducing her because reading about her was like I was getting a jaw drop to say the least. So here goes. I'm extremely happy to introduce Rajashri Deshpande. Let's start with something that we can identify with most. Academically, Rajashri is trained with Rob Rees Actor Studio, Nasiruddin Shah. She has completed her diploma in filmmaking at Whistling Woods. She's learnt Kathakali. She's from Kalamandalam, John. And Rajesh, can you help me with the pronunciation of this word? I don't want to go wrong. It's Kala Tarangini Vinay.
Okay. I'll start with it. I studied law.
Yeah.
I worked in advertising, and then I quit advertising and I moved to Bombay for uh, in acting, and then I studied filmmaking, and Robberies and Nasiruddin Shah was part of it. I've studied under both of them, and then my films and the journey of my acting started, and yeah, and I am part of I'm doing social work, which is I don't see or I don't look at it as a profession or something. I think it's a part of my life. So yeah.
But will you grant me the permission to please read what I have, because
Yeah,
it's
okay.
amazing
See,
about it.
Kathakali, I have learned Kathakali and Kalaripayattu from Kalamandalam, which is in Kerala. And I have learned couple of so Kalari and Kathakali is again Kalaripayattu is a martial art form from Kerala. So Kalatarangani is John is like my teacher over there. So yeah.
Okay. And yes, she has completed her bachelor's in law from Symbiosis College. So that's again
Mm-hmm.
the thing. What I'm really going to definitely stress upon over here is that she comes from an advertising professional, and she's trained in acting, film, Kathakali, sword fighting also, and Kalaripaya too. Uh, she has to her credit many amazing films. I'll be talking to you about that immediately. But what I would like all of us to really focus on and know about her is the fact that she has been aligning herself to humanitarian causes, and she has worked with myriad projects that have really helped social activities in many, many different ways. So one of them has been like the Nepal earthquake, in which she's worked with an international NGO. She has adopted a drought-prone village in Marathwada region in Maharashtra called Pandhari and executed rainwater harvesting project, built toilets, conducted health checkups, and done community motivation camps. This is pretty amazing because it takes a lot to be doing all of this. She has encouraged, she has been doing a lot of this work, and because of that, she felt a lot more inclined towards it. As a result of which, in 2018, she created her own foundation called Nabhangan Foundation to broaden her efforts towards sustainable village development. And she has just finished building an eco-sensitive school in the same village. Now the Nabhangan Foundation is working on developing 2 more schools and community centers. Now, here's another very important connection that we have with what Rajesh is also going to read today, as well as what we are going to be, having a discussion with her on today. So, during the COVID crisis, the Nabhangan Foundation undertook relief work on a war footing and distributed hundreds of ration kits to poor in the villages, and almost 30 villages and more in Maharashtra district of Marathwada and slums in Mumbai. Another crucial initiative that was taken up was the distribution of PPE kits, masks, and sanitizers to health workers and police force during this entire pandemic. It was, I mean, the numbers are staggering: 4,000 plus kits in Aurangabad and Pune. And Chhattisgarh, they distributed 2,000 PPE kits, and in Kerala, 20,000 N95 masks. Wow, that is really, really big. They've also, as an organization, they work with daily wage laborers, those that have been struggling during, especially this COVID time, the pandemic time, struggling to get access to food, health supplies, and other essentials due to the national lockdown. And they have supported National Ration Relief Fund they've given for them, and they found been able to get these workers to find work in their nearby villages. The other thing that I really would like to tell you is that they have also supported big groups of migrant laborers, and we all were reading during the pandemic and during the lockdown. So they, as Nabhangan Foundation, have been able to support migrant laborers, sex workers, and health professionals in Mumbai. So she has been aligning herself, as you can see, with a lot of social causes. Now to her passion and her profession, as she calls it. She has been fortunate to work in various aspects of stage and filmmaking, which have really helped her evolve, and we know how wonderfully she acts. She has, as an actor, she has evolved. Before that, she has handled production, costume, lights, music for a year with Motli, Nasiruddin Shah's theatre group. And she has also worked as an assistant director on TV commercials, which is the production house 30 Seconds of Fame. She has handled casting for finally, coming to her profession and passion, she is acting in some amazing projects. Her portrayal of Lakshmi in Pan Nalin's Angry Indian Goddesses has got her international recognition. This was followed by her titular role of Durga in Sanal Kumar Shashidharan's Durga, which won the He Was Yoga Award at the Rotterdam Film Festival. She has made her digital debut with BBC One's McMafia, directed by James Watkins, Black Mirror. This was followed by her performance as Subhadra in Netflix original series Sacred Games 1, directed by Anurag Kashyap. And she then got her big role as Ismat Chugtai in Nandita Das's film Manto. Saregama's Kanpuriye with Vijay Raj was her next movie. And her latest release is Choked, Netflix original, directed by Anurag Kashyap. Her upcoming projects are Government, Amazon original, and Nirvana In, a film in which had its world premiere at the Busan International Film Festival. Currently, she is shooting for a Netflix show called The Actress with Madhuri Dixit, and has just finished an independent film called Collar Bomb with Jimmy Shergill. She will be shooting for another Netflix show and 4 more films in 2021. So we are Whoa, this is amazing, and we are extremely thrilled to have such an illustrious person, individual soul, and deeply meaningful work that you're doing that we are very connected with. So, thank you so much, Rajashri. Thank you very much for being with us, and let's get our conversations going.
Thank
So,
you so much, Manjushri. I never thought that my resume is so long that I will be bored.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no.
okay.
Oh, no, I know. Don't worry. Don't say that. We know how it is, but we loved hearing it, and I can see a lot of claps that have come from the audience. Because, truth be told, Rajashri, unless we read it, how will we know? We know your work on the screen, but we do want to know the person that you are, and your resume tells us that. Yeah, you are an actor, and you are very good at your craft. That is no doubt about it. There is
Thank
an
you so
amazing
much.
person behind that actor, and we get to see that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And may I, with your permission, share my screen for the book?
Yeah, please.
One second, let me just. So we are going to start like we start most afternoons with a book. And now that I see the kind of work Rajashri has done with her communities, we see how very relevant this book is, because this was one book created by Samantha in response to the COVID situation worldwide. So here goes. Yes, Raj, please.
So how do I turn the pages? Or
I
do
I will turn them for you
yeah,
because
just go on the first page? So hello everyone. Around 191 people I can see. So good afternoon to everyone, and good evening, good morning to couple of people who is in a different areas, I guess.
yes,
So
yes.
thank you so much, Manjushri and Samantha Group, all the people associated with this. Thank you for having me here. And today we are going to read Rainbows, Rainbows in the Windows. So can we go on the first page, Manjushri? How do I just go?
Yeah. Can you see
Yeah.
it?
Yes. Or if you want, I can read from my this also. Otherwise, you'll have to just keep a track on when I finish.
Yes, yes. And even if you just say
Yeah.
next,
So
I will turn the page for you. Yes, yes.
okay. So first of all, I would like to say that the illustration is just wonderful. Huh? Wonderful, whoever has done it. I think Mr. I have the name.
I can tell
Yeah,
you.
Mr. Shamim
Yeah,
Ahmed.
illustrated by
Mr.
me and
Shamim Ahmed. Yeah, so I was just going through the book and I really love the illustrations over here. So it's wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Shamim. Okay. Uh, Rainbows in windows. A tiny little virus has come to our city and to all the other cities in the world. If you get sick, you can make others sick too. So until it's gone, we wear masks and gloves and we don't stand too close to other people.
can you see the next page?
I can't see it properly. I'll read it from my,
Oh,
I'll read
okay,
it. So
okay.
I'll read it without any stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can everybody else see the screen properly? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
But because of the window over here, I can't see the second page. Yeah.
Oh, 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 oh.
Otherwise, no. Yeah, that's right. It's fine. So, as you heard that, there's a tiny little virus is here, and what we have to do is we have to be very, very, very careful. Very careful means, of course, the first two, three things, which is the most important part, was the first, wear your mask. The mask has to be properly placed, where your nose and mouth should be covered properly, right? The second part was to wear gloves, because whenever you are going to touch anything, the gloves will can be sanitized again and again and can be used. So even if we are touching or if we have to go out, so we were wearing those gloves. And the most important, another third aspect is social distancing, where we have to keep at least, according to the terms, it's like 6 feet distance from each other. So the first page says all these things, and even you can look at the illustration which is there, which shows all, how everyone is in a distance, everyone is wearing mask, right? So the second page is, I love my little brother so much, like we all do. All siblings love each other. My heart breaks when he's sad. He usually has the sweetest little beaming smile, but now he's holding his little arms out to me. They are shaking and his fists are tightly clenched. We must have seen all this in our houses, right? All of us, whoever is living with their family, kids, brothers, sisters, we all have this. So I can relate to this very well. Okay.
I
So
want to go.
I want to go. You know what my little brother was saying? I want to go. I want to go to the playground. He takes big gulps of air in between each word. I said, I know, but we can't go out. You know why? Because of the virus. So what he said while crying so much, his first question was, what is this virus? What is it? So as he was crying to me, I had to explain it to him properly that it's a tiny thing, so tiny that you can't even see it, except if you have a microscope, which I don't know whether we can see it through that also. But when it gets to into a person, the person can get sick. Then a sick person can make other people sick, which we all know it's true. So I had to explain it to my little brother. Uh, that was, do you remember how in winter you sneezed and coughed and your cheeks were red and hot, right? It happens to us, all of us, right? In a year, there is a time where sneeze and cough and everything go red and hot and you feel like, a little dizzy. You know what was that? That was flu. And that was because of virus got into you. But then you got better, right? How? Because you took care of yourself and you got better. Well, this is also a virus, just a new kind of a virus. So then after that, what we did, we both sat together. We did a little breathing. So I told my little brother, let's sit together and let's do a little bit of breathing exercise. So breathe out over, pretend to have a hot chocolate to cool it down. Then we breathe in, smelling the delicious drink. As he did this, his breathing grew calmer because he was crying, right? So his breathing was faster and he couldn't control it. So I had to tell him to, breathe in and breathe out. So breathe in with maybe smelling a hot chocolate and breathe out, that swelling the delicious drink. As he did this, his breathing grew calmer. When he smelled the imaginary hot chocolate, his little mouth almost smiled. We all do, right? Because whenever we feel a little dizzy, we little, out of breath and all, that's the best thing to do is inhale and exhale. But then we did something brand new that I learned in school. It's called take a break and make a plan. It's for when we have big feelings and we want to calm down. So as we all know that we were going through so much in this whole pandemic, I think we all did, right? All of us, we said that okay, there are certain times we are following everything, we are taking care of ourselves with proper safety, proper food habits and all. But what about here? We all have to understand that how to calm our mind also along with our health. But like my brother, even even he was also a little sad, and it took a little time for me to make him understand that, okay, why can't we do one thing, that we can just sit together and make a new plan, like do something, a kind of activity, right? So that's exactly happened with both of us. And yeah, you can read it now.
Oops, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I can. Yeah. So I told him it's okay to feel sad and angry that we can't go out to play. So the same thing happened with a lot of people, that we decided anyways we cannot go out, so let's sit and make some plans. So just like in this book, like a lot of kids were like, okay, I don't want to do anything at home, I just want to go out and play. It's not only kids, everyone, including I can even say my parents, that after few days, few months, they felt like I also want to go out, just like every person. So it's okay to feel sad and angry that we can't go out to play. All feelings are okay. But we can help ourselves to feel calm and remember that everything will be all right again before too long. And I think uh, I think I told the same thing to my mother also. Uh, in fact, my father also. My father is the one actually who is like a child to me now. He was like, I can't stay at home. I'm like, let me just go for a little walk, maybe till the corner. Let me get a milk packet. And so I exactly like the illustration. I was like, I think my mother was beholding his arm and saying that, wait, it's okay to feel sad and angry that you cannot go out and probably not play. But yeah, and exactly like this, we were saying each other. My mother was saying that, everything will be okay.
Yeah. Crossing our fingers
So
for that, anyways.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I told my little brother about everyone in our country and the clever scientists across the world who are working together to help stop the virus from spreading and to help everyone stay healthy. I Yeah, I think the whole conversation and the book, whatever or everything is written, we actually had the same conversation with our family, right? I think everyone must have done the same conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, would you like to just flash the pages? Would you like to read?
Yeah, yeah, you want me to continue? I can
Yes,
continue.
please, because
Otherwise, we all can have a conversation.
it is so engaging because you're also putting in your experiences of the COVID
Yeah,
situation.
I know. So now, as the illustration says and the lines it says, like, and I told him about the women and men who work as doctors, nurses, and helpers in our hospitals. They are helping the people who get sick to get better. That is why last night we all went out to our windows and clapped loudly to thank them. When I was working during the COVID situation, and I was in touch with three states COVID hospitals, and I was very close to the Marathwada COVID centers, which is in Aurangabad. And I know the initial stages, like initial few months, there was so much confusion, and the PPE kits, like you must be seeing, or everyone is wearing a covered one, which is a blue color, like blue color thing, what they are wearing, and the whole mask and everything, and we were not getting PP kits. So to source everything and in that kind of a quantity was challenge. And apart from that, we were not getting hospitals. So the villages where I work, it's all close to Marathwada area. And as we all know, the whole the migrant laborers, people who walked from the metro cities to the villages. So same way, lot of my youngsters, my boys, my farmers, my villagers, they all walked back to their village, and a lot of them had COVID. So it was very difficult for us, to keep a track. So when I was this COVID thing was happening, I was I'm basically working for one village, two village in Marathwada, which is closer to Aurangabad. So, I was working on my school. I built a school, a green school, which Manjushri just mentioned, as and the people were walking in, and then there were a couple of people were really sick, and we were not getting ventilators for them. And then if one person reaches to the village, then you immediately you had to tell them that how to take care of corona, what is corona, what needs to be done, and that time even the monsoon was there, so you all must be knowing that villages are always already in a very different situation, and where because of, if you see that water blockage can happen, and that can spread more virus. Flu is again a common thing which happens over there. So hygiene has to be maintained. So many things were there, which where we had to work in the village. So during Corona, we started with two villages to, like now immediately just whoever is coming in the village, they needs to be quarantined. People needs to know what is quarantine means. People needs to know about the virus. They should be the mask should be there. They should understand that who should have sanitizers and how sanitizers should be used. Because what happened is, a lot of people, they have this chula thing in the village, and they should not go using, or even in front of any burner, they should not use of sanitizers over there, because that can happen a mishap also. So we arranged volunteers and the people, the team in the village. I made a point that I will not visit the village, because the moment I go, or I think anyone goes from outside, we should be responsible, because you go, people will gather, and there'll be chaos over there. So quietly from the distance, from the villages, I was meeting my volunteers from in a social distancing, to discuss this, what is happening, how are we, have we cleaned the whole village, and how about the kids, how about the old people, who's taking care of it. Let's demark the areas, and let's that you handle this area, you handle that area, and make sure that the ration is there. Make sure that everyone have food, everyone have medicines, and in case if anyone is coming out from outside, then that person needs to be quarantined either in the temple, which has a little area, or in the school area. So that started with two villages, and slowly, gradually, a lot of other villages started calling me. And then that's how I worked for 30 villages in the whole during the pandemic time, closer to the Marathwada area. And apart from that, of course, I was handling the Chhattisgarh State COVID Center and Kerala also, because they reached out to me asking for, if you can provide certain COVID gears for us, like PP kits or mask or these kind of things. So I wrote for those bigger things. I wrote to Shah Rukh Khan. I was really worried that how I'm going to manage all this. So I tweeted Shah Rukh Khan, and within an hour, Shah Rukh Khan's team contacted me, and they said, "What do you want? We know your work very well, and we read everything about you." And so they immediately supported me to support the three states for the COVID gears.
Wow.
So yeah, but apart from this, I really wanted to take the right steps when I was working. You know, what exactly do anyone need? What should be provided? Like for children, I made sure that I'm not giving you gadgets. I know that online schooling was important, but when it comes to villages, that directly giving gadgets, I don't know, I was not that comfortable with it. So I made sure that everyone have books, everyone have toolkits to paint, and books which will have not just the curriculum books, books will have like an environment book also. Books will have a different kind of a books which talks about either maybe science or environment, or like a comic kind of a thing. So we made sure that something like this been provided to them, and color pencil, color books, so they get to even spend that kind of a time also. So yeah, 30 villages, so many people. So it was
Rajshri,
crazy.
when I read your profile, the first question that came to my mind is, being such a prolific actor, how did you gravitate towards the social space? Because even your profile says, you're a social activist and a social thing. You are in the social cause. So you're young. You're really young. So how did that come? Because why I'm saying this and why I'm asking you this is that somewhere this has a strong connect with your ability to empathize, which is the core theme of all of the work that we are doing in these 6 days: social and emotional uh, health, hygiene, literacy, and ability to respond to the world and environment around you. So, where did it come to you? From where did it come to you?
See, I'll tell you, in my growing years, I don't think so. I had anything in my mind. I was following my protocol of studying, getting out of studying and basically working and making a lot of money. That was the only agenda in my life. And do this, do that, which was a typical thing. That this is what a life is. But I think since my childhood, I'm a little crazy person. I've been keep on doing some other things, and always wanted to explore my life. So that the thing of earning money and achieving something and all that, like somewhere I think I couldn't digest all that. And there was a time when I was really going through hell, and I said, I'm not growing anywhere. What am I doing? So that was the time I quit advertising and I moved to Bombay to get back to art field. And the moment when I was like studying and learning and exploring cinema, theater, and everything, the literature and cinema, world cinema really opened up, and travel and exploring life also opened up a lot of things to me. um, and I think what I've gone through with the literature and the books is reaching out to so many areas, so many people, and understanding their life. Like if you if you have Ismat, or if you read Manto or Chuktai, sorry, Madgurkar, or Khandelwal, or so many other people, Tendulkar, or good Premchand. So you see life, you see that there is so much in the society which is going on. And so that time what happened, it was I was just going through them, I was reading them. But what next is, I was of course working, like the Angry Indian Goddesses happened, or I was doing a couple of theater where of course I was showing the women who's going through a certain journey and the life and issues. And I said, we talk about these issues. I go to a red carpet, showing a misery of a woman, or maybe I'm watching some thousand documentaries which talks about drought. But what whatever it's still going on. If you go to like when I was in Nepal after the earthquake, or I was in Kashmir, or even Kerala floods, or I see that the whole, like, everything is still there. We are I feel that we need more action. And the action is like really really less, and we have lots of discussion, and we have lots of documentaries and films, and everything is written on it, but the action is very less. We need to like actually go on ground and do something. And that I experienced while working on working on the earthquake in Nepal, or even the flood thing, because I felt that we are not still working on the solution part of it, the sustainable solution. We cannot just give something and done. Like even I feel the villages I worked in, where I was giving them a ration kit. I said 3 months ration kit, what next?
Ah,
Because we need to understand that whatever do they have basics, do they have education thing, do they have water, do they have sanitation, what happens, like on a social media we can discuss about it, we can talk about it, we can go to the festivals and show that this is the misery of, like, this is what issues we have. But when you look back, they still don't have water, they still don't have a basic education. Then somebody has to actually work on it. We need to go back. And the day I visited a village, and when, like many villages, and one old woman told me that, are you here to tell me that do this and do that? What are you going to do? If you're not going to do anything, just get out, So that's something, which is stuck in my mind, that what am I going to do? Am I going to write about it? Am I going to showcase that this is what the world is going on and all? Or do I just say that, okay, I will even do this, even as a cinema person, I will even show these women on screen, but I will get out of that screen and I will actually work on it. And that's how the first project of water irrigation, I built 2, 3 rivers over there. So water was the first thing which I did in a village. And but then again, I thought the same thing, that, is water going to solve the village issues? So sanitation happened along with that, because we didn't have toilets. Then along with that, then I realized that health is completely, people are neglecting health because the awareness is not there. Then I have involved all the health professionals, really good doctors who is still a consultant with the village, because there was no healthcare center. So, but in all of that, of course, I was trying to be part of, like, get involved the government also. But a lot of time it happens that there is some, that like, it doesn't happen in a quicker way. So I felt that I want to do it in a quicker way. So when there was a school, it's a Jilla Parishad school in that village. So that time I was talking to everyone, that I said, like, why don't you do it? The kids doesn't have a space to sit. So they said, Ki, we will take time because we don't have, like, budgets, we don't have this thing and that thing. And then I said, okay, I will do it. So everything happened to me because of, I thought that the action has to be immediate. We cannot say that, okay, we will see. Because maybe I was really in hurry, and I was like, why next year you are saying kids will sit? And I think that the village kids, anyways, the education is still not seeped into them, that 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 enthusiasm should be there. You cannot give them a depressing school. Like, I was in a school in Aurangabad where the toilet were just next to my classroom, and it used to stink badly. So I always used to think that this is how a school smell. I never had a colorful wall in my school or books in my school. And I have thought that, why do we have such depressing schools in our rural areas? Why? So I thought that, okay, if you're not building it, I will build it. I will do it. I will manage everything. And that's how Nabhangan born. Nabhangan means, Nabha is sky and Angan is courtyard. So because I feel that I'm not working, I'm working for everything. I'm working for the sky, for the environment, and the courtyard, which is the soil. So I'm working for all that. And we all are, people are just particles over here. So what we have to actually take care of are, you know sky and our soil. So that's what I'm trying to do. And Nabhangan is now almost 2.5 year old, and I'm working in the social field from past 9 years on different projects. But now villages is like drought areas is my main core, after working on many other projects. But now I'm focusing on villages, because I believe that we need to rethink villages. We need to make them self-sustainable. We need to, empower them in such a way that, it's like, like, I feel that why anybody would like to leave a bigger and a beautiful place in a village, and go and live in some 2 to 3 feet of area in a metro city. Why? Because they don't have basic facilities, they don't have jobs, economically they cannot do anything over there because there's nothing so that's what my focus is when I look back, because Marathwada, I'm born over there, and I'm come from a farmer's family. I always feel that why my uncle left farming, like my father also left farming. What must have happened? What is the issue of my auntie? What is the issue of my sisters who are still living in villages? What they are facing? Because maybe because of all the background which I have, I understand villages more. And I do even understand that we really need to empower, and we need to push them to study, we need to push them to understand even the farming, we need to even tell them that farming is a respected profession. So a lot of time that also happens, that people say that farming kuch nahi bacha abhi isme and all that, so they either sell their farm and some company takes over it, and some chemical factory comes over there, and then anyways the soil is so bad in Marathwada, chemical factories, car factories has spoiled more things. So wahi hai ki you know we
Yeah,
really need to rethink everything, and
you know,
that's what I'm trying to.
listening to your all these storylines, I also want to now ask you again, because we're talking about emotions, what have been some of the most rewarding times for you, in terms of, if I have to put it very simply, happy times and most sad times working in the social sector? What has given you the happiest, the most joyful time?
I don't know, I think my kids gives me a lot of happiness. All the villages where I'm working, the kids are so beautiful, and they are really eager to learn something. They are and like a lot of times people do ask me that, you say that drought will never go, you say that there's so much to work and all this that. And then they say, like, what is a hopeful thing? What is the motivation? Why you're here? I said the kids, because they are the ones who's going to be the change maker over there. They're the ones we need to empower, because whatever the kids is learning, they're taking back to their houses. The women are learning and the men are learning over there. So they give me a lot of happiness. They are the best thing over there. So whenever I go, they like all pounce on me, and I have to sing for them, tell them stories, and so they're all over me, like literally, they're holding me. There are so many videos. I don't know if you follow this thing. They're all over me, pulling my hair, talking to me, pulling my cheeks. So they think that I belong to them, like, they that is our Thai.
Ata, yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So I really love that. I think that's the purest thing. And I keep telling them that, that you don't leave your studies. Like every 13-year or 12 to 13-year-old girl, I talk to them quietly and tell them that if anyone says that that marriage is around the corner, this is my number, you have to call me.
Oh.
Because I still have to do that. That's a lot of times I feel very sad about it, because I've seen it, and I feel there is so much work to be done. It's just not water this, school bana lungi, water bana lungi, ye kar lungi, but the main important part is working with the community. That is something which is another important part, कि बस हम दे तो देंगे, हम कर तो देंगे, पर इसके साथ साथ ये education भी important है. So uh, that's it, कि I'm not just focusing on things, I'm focusing on minds. I'm focusing on something which is more another deepest part, कि बस it is important to give respect to the woman in the house. It's important not to abuse her. It is important to understand the men's mental condition also. So you have to see that कि अभी there's a lot of time this also happens for a mental health illness, like like last year, one of my young boy committed suicide because he thought that he's good for nothing. He's not able to do farming, and he was just 19-year-old boy, and he committed suicide because
My
he was
God.
confused in his life that every he and like everyone said कि farming में कुछ बचा नहीं है यहाँ पर, काम नहीं मिल रहा है, पढ़ाई में मन नहीं लगता, पढ़ाई पढ़ाई थी की नहीं, छोड़ दिया था, अब कहाँ पढ़ाई करेंगे. And work on not only on the things कि बस ये provide कर दिया, ये provide कर दिया, ये provide कर दिया. We need to even understand that how the whole as a community working with each other. Are they listening to each other? Are they talking to each other? Are they apart from the basic needs? Are they you know even sharing their deepest secrets or not? So we need to see everything, and a lot of times it happens that people even don't want to work also. So the laziness also is another issue over there, that ठीक है अब क्या करेंगे अभी, so they don't want to work. So we have to make sure that, and you have to make them understand that the woman is working in the field, she is doing everything, and why you don't want to work. So you have to make them understand that it's not that the only women has to work away, you have to get your ass from there. The we normally हमारा एक होता है ना, कट्टा पे बैठे हैं ऐसे, तो कट्टे पे बैठ के गप मारते रहते हैं. तो you have to be stricter also to them, कि तुम लोग ऐसे बैठे रहोगे तो काम कौन करेगा. औरतें सारी फील्ड पे जाके काम करती है. So you really have to kind of make them understand in all possible way. So we have to tell them that ki, you are pointing fingers to someone else. Look at yourself. Are you working on yourself? Are you working for the field? Are you working for your own society? So we have to make them also work for their own village also. So वही है कि that's what I feel कि we all have to come together and we all have to solve our issues, we all have to solve our problems. So
It's
I'm just trying.
no, it's a big thing that you're doing, because I can see that you're really endeavoring to do a 360-degree approach to the work that you have in the villages. I'm going to come to just a second part. You need to tell me about the time that you have, and then accordingly I will sing. How much more time do you
Yeah.
have?
I think 3:30. So I have 15 more minutes to
Oh,
go.
fine, great. No,
Yeah.
I'll make it only 8 minutes, 7, 8 minutes, because I leave a little time for them to ask questions. So, just one thought that comes to my mind is that you are deeply entrenched into your craft as an actor. Um, I'd like to know, and because we're talking about again social emotional learning, obviously there are high emotion, high intensity emotions in the role that you do. And this question that I'm asking you is aligned with what we did yesterday, which was about teachers being able to take care of themselves first before they walk into the classrooms to do work on social emotional learning, or as facilitators of social emotional learning. So, what is it that you do when you are in an intense space through your artwork? How are you able to maintain a balance? How are you able to eject out of that space and come back to your space? Because that's something we all need to keep learning. It's an emotional balance, it's emotional management. So, we'd like to hear from you, what is it that you do?
Uh, I'm also still learning actually. It's not that easy, but I think one needs to learn, especially in our field. I think everyone should learn. So I feel, I of course I read a lot about the psychology and the procedures and everything, and the therapies and all. But like when I work on a real area, and then when I work on a real area, the balance of everything, when I am here on this side and going through the real characters, so and when I look at the real issues, I balance the mental together,
Oh,
and and like I feel that there is so much work I have to do on both the side. And I just exhale, I guess. It's like
Wow.
inhale things and exhale that okay, there are issues are there, in both the side, and what we are portraying on screen, and what I'm seeing on ground. There is everything is there, but we cannot just sit here and keep thinking about it. We need to do something about it, to change them, to work on them. And I think that keeps my mind a little sane, that you cannot just crib, you cannot just cry, you cannot just scream or rage. Of course, that all is very important emotions, but you have to work on them.
Yeah.
That's what my mother keeps telling me, that you cannot just sit here and cry. You have to get up and study. you know or you have to get up or go out. And that's what my mother always taught me, that action is very important. जब तक तुम पढ़ाई नहीं करोगे, जब तक तुम कुछ करोगे नहीं. So I feel the action is something which has kept me sane, that okay, whatever happens, that the solution is there if we keep ourselves calm, and breathe in and breathe out the whole negative thing, and then actually think about the issue, what is going on in my head. And that's what is like kind of keeping me calm
You are
and
reminding
sane.
me of what
Or
you
maybe
just
I'm
read.
still learning. Sorry.
Yes, yes. No, I said you're reminding me of what you just read. Take a break, make a plan. You said exhale. That's exactly what the Samantha program often teaches little
Yeah, yeah,
children. Hot
absolutely.
chocolate is a therapy. It's like that's
Yeah.
it. That's the therapy. Actually,
No,
so
no,
you're right, and
absolutely,
you've
yeah.
read the right
But
books, obviously.
but I'll tell you what, that there are n number of things people can do. Like a lot of times happens that if my mind is not in a good shape, or if I'm going through so many things, then I dance. Maybe I
Uh-huh.
sing. There are ways of expressing ourselves. You just sit and maybe do pranayam, or you just go out, maybe go for a run, or you dance, or you call someone. But express, that is something which is the most important part, is you have to talk. And and the people, as when we are talking and all, we need to have the ability to listen also. We should listen also, so that both the things gives us strength. And if I didn't had the power of listening, I don't think so I would have done any work on ground, or even when I'm acting also. I don't think so I can even do these characters which I have done, if I didn't have the ability to listen means the actual listening, where and and of course, speaking up about the issues, because it's not something that you are like, action is, as I said, action is important, but along with that, you have to talk about them. You have to tell people that this is what is happening. Let's take a stand, get people together. So that's another important aspect which we all should have. I don't
Consider.
know whether I've given you an
No,
answer
no,
to
right.
that.
No, no, there is no right answer. We wanted your perspective. One last question from me, and then I'll open the house. You spoke about your mom. How much of influence have your family members had in you, as raising in your raising years and today? And what do you go back to them for? So, because when we talk about social factors in a child's life, we know that the primary caregiving agency is the family, the institution that is the biggest support. And oftentimes, you must have also experienced it, that people who are prone to wanting to take steps towards suicide, that happens that the primary family somewhere, they are not able to connect with them, or they're not able to open out to them. That is also could be one of the reasons. So we'd like to know, just what has your family journey been in all these years?
I think, see, like every other family, or many families, I think my family was not perfect. We have seen lots of ups and downs. Being from a small town called Aurangabad, where I had my childhood, and we are three sisters. So the biggest issue in our family was इनकी शादी कैसे होगी?
Oh,
It's not like that कि ये लड़कियां बड़ी क्या होंगी, क्या होगा? तीन लड़कियां और उनकी शादी. So that was the biggest issue everyone had in our family. And my parents were like, as my father was farmer before, we had cotton farming, but because of drought, we lost everything. And then the industrial zone came, even our farmland also gone. So he was already in a very bad shape. My mother was managing the fort, and it was a very difficult period for all of us. But because stronger as my mother is so strong, she really took care of everything, and she ignored what the society was saying, that how you will marry these daughters of yours. She decided to give us tell us that she told us that educate yourself so well that you don't have to worry about anything. So that was like that's how my childhood happened, that study 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 study. So nothing was there, because rest of the things in a Maharashtrian household is called as extracurricular activities like
oh,
dancing.
barabar.
ये मतलब 1 घंटे का शाम का काम होता है, तुम जूडो सीखो, हाँ मतलब स्कूल जल्दी खत्म होती है, वो कहाँ जाएंगे बच्चे, तो उनको भेज दो कहीं तो. बट दैट वाज नेवर अ प्रोफेशन, सो वी वर वेरी फार. मतलब I remember we have never seen a film in the theater. So there was nowhere like films or anything was part of my life. But yeah, theater was there because in school we used to do a lot of theater thing, and I used to love that because studies was far for me. The school bunk करके मैं theater practice के लिए जा सकती थी. That's why I used to love that. But I'll tell you, somebody was even asking me recently what you wanted to become. Like today only morning, my makeup person, she was asking me what you wanted to become when you were a child. And I'll tell you, I feel I really don't know. I really don't know what I wanted to become at that time, because there was nothing in front of me. No, I couldn't explore, because in my childhood, I always thought that doctor, engineer is only two, and the lawyer is it three noble profession that people used to call it as. तुम एकदर ये बनो या ये बनो या ये बनो, या तुम पुलिस ऑफिसर बनो. पुलिस ऑफिसर फॉर अ वुमन दैट टाइम, लाइक ऐसा कोई बन सकता है, ऐसा था ही नहीं. और गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट बनो. तो मुझे हमेशा बोला जाता था, बिकॉज माय सिस्टर एंड माय अदर सिस्टर बिकेम डॉक्टर एंड इंजीनियर, तो उनको वो बोलते थे कि तुम गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में तुम लग जाओगे, इस टाइप का मुझे बचपन में सुनाते थे. बिकॉज इट्स कि यू आर नॉट स्टडिंग एनीथिंग, तो तुम बन कोई गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में तुम्हें काम मिल जाएगा, इस टाइप का. सो that's how my childhood was, where, but because I think I was so थोड़ी सी चंचल टाइप की थी मैं बचपन में, तो मैं I wanted to explore. And that time, unfortunately, tier three cities didn't had good education system over there, where कि बस ये भी profession बन सकता था. तो इसलिए I moved to Pune for my education, and then my journey of more theater and everything started. But unfortunately, I couldn't continue that also when I was studying, because I didn't have money to survive in Pune. So I had to start working in advertising agency to sustain myself in Pune. And so I struggled a lot.
Wow.
And
And that's
yeah,
what makes you who you are today. It's like
I
the
don't know. I'm still exploring who I am, because I think profession just gives us a upper layer, but there is so much you can do. मतलब, I never thought that I will get into social work, because पहले तो कभी कुछ था ही नहीं ऐसे. मैंने नहीं केयर किया था पहले. I never thought about environment. पहले before getting into this, I never thought about कि farming. Like though I'm from a farming family, I never thought that ये drought है. हम लोग भी बचपन में डब्बे लेके गांव में बैठे जाते थे कि पानी आएगा तब पानी भरेंगे. But I never thought that this is actually bothering people. But you know, thank God that enlightenment happened. That like no, what you're doing, you need to look at your society. You can't just be like this. You have to look what is happening around you. You need to like kind of a push yourself. You have to get up and say that this is wrong, or like at least do something for it to do it. Otherwise, तो वही हुआ मेरे साथ। मैंने भी मैंने भी शायद किसी को दुख दिया दिया है, शायद क्या, मैंने दिया है। मैंने भी कितने लोगों की बातें नहीं सुनी। अभी आई अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग कि यार मैंने कितना गलत किया। I could see the pain of my mother, but I never thought that why is she crying and all. I never asked my parents that what they are missed in their youth, what they have, why they have like the so much sacrifice they have done for us. I never thought about them when I was growing up. I was just thinking कि बस मुझे मेरा ठीक करना है, मुझे पैसा कमाना है, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे वो करना है. You know, that just opened up, and I said, how selfish I have become. Like, forget about others. I'm saying, I'm just thinking about me. That how I was just thinking about me. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to this. So this whole thing just shifted the gear, and I said, I looked back and I said, I called, like, this, every time I called my mother and I said, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I was just thinking about me. I'm really sorry that I never thought about your issues and all. And I was just saying that you didn't give me money, and this is how that's why I suffered so much. So I said, I never thought that you gave me that freedom, to explore myself. So that's what, like, I think what I have done before and all, it's all gone, it's all in the past. But what you have to do now, what your action is important now and in for your future, because I cannot go back to my past. I have to think about कि आज मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ, अभी मेरे हाथ में क्या है. That is what is very, very, very important. So I'm just trying to do that, even with the choices of my work. Like, if you call it, if you see my film work, I don't do ads, because I believe that we still don't understand the sensibility of ads. We still sell sanitary pads, or we still sell pads which is not biodegradable, which is harming our society. We still sell fairness creams, and we still so there is so much which is there, and I decided I don't want to support any kind of this, whether they pay me some lakhs and lakhs of money. So I even my film choices also, I feel that I don't want to do something which is derogatory for women or society or mental health. I want to do something where I'm depicting women. I'm depicting, maybe I can see Varsha, Sumedha, Priya, Manjushri, Neelu. I'm depicting these women on screen, and they are just like me. They're just like my mother. I can see Varsha's a blue sari. I don't know whether your sister or someone, a friend. You know,
Manisha
yeah,
ताई.
or, so
आणि
yeah.
आणि they are from this thing शेगावला असतात ते.
शेगावचे आहेत का तुम्ही? अच्छा.
हां.
तर मी तेच म्हणते की I want to depict you all. I want to depict, how Varsha is, because I can see only her. How
Yes.
everyone is. Let me just go back to the this thing. Whoever I'm seeing,
I
I'm
want
just
all of
only,
you,
I want to see
all of you switch on
everyone's
your videos.
faces. I want to see everyone's
Yeah,
faces,
please switch on your videos, all of
Yeah,
you.
look at that. See, this is how we look. This is how we are. We are with flaws. We have dysfunction things. We are not 24 and this thing. We are just normal women. We wear what we like. We have our different kind of haircut. We don't have blow dry hair like now I have, because of I'm shooting. But we are normal people. We are just normal people. And I want to depict you all. I do. I'm not a fantasy person where, every day I get up with eyelashes and nice cheekbones and a beautiful color dress. No, I don't get up like that. I'm messed up, and I want to be like that forever, because that's how we all are, right? We all have our bad days. We all have our good days. There are days we just look shit. We have pimples on our face. We have bruises, things. And that's how you know should be. That's how, like, when I'm looking at something, I want to look like that. So I want to have choices like that only in my life. And I want to tell the story to the people who can understand that.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. You have inspired us to another level, Rajashri. Really to another level. Again, one of the themes that's been running from the beginning of this webinar series is be the change. Be the change you want to see. And yes, true, Sajina has, is given you a clap. We all want to give you a clap. I think we all should be
Oh,
giving her a big round of applause because you're truly being the change that you want to see in your surroundings. And today, guys, we heard about the story that Kavita Arora read to us. I'm asking all of you, doesn't she resonate that? I mean, doesn't she actually exemplify that? The story of the power of one. You know, the choice that you have made ki मी माझ्या एका विलेजनी सुरू करीन. I may not be able to, you can't do everything for everybody, but you can do something for somebody. And that something for somebody is what you have beautifully, you are living that. You are living that. As we come to the close, I'm going to have some of you asking some questions. Yes, lovely responses coming in the chat box. But if any of you have any specific questions that you would like to ask Rajashri, I know she's on a time crunch. We are actually already done with her time. But if you can give us time for just two questions, Rajashri, because I'm sure
yeah.
there's many more.
I told them that whenever my shot is there, please call me. So
You
I
are
even told them to give me a little time also.
okay.
So yeah,
Great.
till the time they come in, I have time. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. So, quick questions. Anybody who would like to ask questions? Varsha tai, Manisha tai, तुम्हाला काही म्हणायचंय का? They've been such lovely participants in this, in all these days. Yeah, very motivational session. Exploring oneself is it's such a nice concept. Somebody's saying, "Wow, she is a living example. She has touched people's hearts. Very
Oh
inspirational."
my God.
Exactly. And that is the power of emotions. If anything, you know, these sessions that we are trying to do post lunch have that as our main theme. We're not looking about jargon, we are not talking about knowledge in these sessions, we are talking about living examples of people who are all those 25 learning outcomes that we talk about that children should take in their early years and carry to their adulthood is what a person like Rajashri or someone like Sonali yesterday, they exemplify that. They're living these. They're living empathy. They're living decision making. My God, imagine the kind of decisions she has to make when it comes to her village. It is such a big decision. Like she said, I'm not giving technology, but I'm giving coloring books and colors. I think that was so sensible, Rajashri, because giving them coloring books is a better idea. At least they have something that they can be engaged in, and that is going to be safe for them rather than a tab, because then they will start utilizing it for stuff that is not the best, probably.
No,
What
because I
about
feel technology is a weapon, you know. We need to understand that when the technology should be in our hands,
correct, correct.
and we need to be empowered first to handle the phone, because a lot of times we look at them and we forget that why we had picked up our mobile phone, and we
Ah,
see everything else than the one which we want to see. So
yes,
it's very important for us to understand कि बस गांव में पहले क्या देना है, किस तरीके से we have to empower them first, make them understand about the technology, and then slowly gradually shift there. Yeah, in a way.
very true, very true. Yeah, any questions? Rajashri, do you want to ask a question?
No,
Sorry.
who wants to ask
No,
question?
I was asking Rajashri
अच्छा
Suresh.
अच्छा,
Sorry,
there
you're
is
drinking
another
water.
Rajashri.
There's another
Okay.
Rajashri here. You're on mute, you're on mute.
Yeah, ma'am. Really an inspiration to all of us. Yeah, it's really made, we all think, big more than what we can do. We are all in this line, but there's so much to learn more from you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Rajashri.
One more thing that I'd like to say here is that if we can, in our lifetimes as teachers, create even one Rajashri like this through our impact, I think जिंदगी बन जाएगी हमारी. It's
Yeah.
worth it. एक बच्चा एक राजश्री के जैसे बने. आज हम यहाँ 200 लोग हैं. 200 बच्चे हमारे यहाँ से जाएंगे हमारे लाइफ टाइम में. हम तो नहीं रहेंगे. We will be gone, but there will be children who will be left behind with value systems, with a social and emotional ecosystem that is so beautiful. Now, hers has come through her own experiences. Her own exposure to life has made her who she is today. Can we create it for our babies when they come to us at a very young age, where they are understanding all of these concepts at a much younger age? That's our endeavor. That's our endeavor here.
Yeah, because when I look at my village kids, I think, and I always say that they are looking at me. They are looking at whoever is entering in the village, and if they see that there is one person who's holding the child tightly and saying that everything will be okay, so they are learning. So as a teacher, I feel we have a tremendous, I think, I feel teacher is a noble profession, that they are the ones who's, ते म्हणतात ना, ते घडवतायत ऍक्च्युली या विश्वाला. तुम्ही लोक घडवतायत या विश्वाला. त्या मुलांकडे तुम्ही बघून ते तुम्हाला बघतायत. They're looking at you and they're saying that, टीचर जैसा बनना है मुझे, वो कितना प्यार देती है. And I feel, it's such a beautiful thing that बच्चे सीखते हैं और फिर वो सीखते हैं वहां से. And I want them to, like, learn more about the empathy. I want them to learn about more kindness. I want them to learn about, you know the environment. I want our kids to learn about equality, because there are many other things which we don't teach them. They because boys and girls are not two different things, and boys are not on a higher level. We all are equal. If a woman is working in the house, even as a kid, the boy also should work. So, that that also has to be separated. We need to empower them about the sexual thing also. We need to teach them, because what used to be in 15 to 20 years back, it's today is a different thing today, because of, unfortunately, technology has been used in a very bad way also. So kids are taking advantage of that thing, and we need to even teach them about these things. So, today the responsibility of a teacher has increased so much that, they have to look at it in a broader perspective. They have to become doctors sometime, they have to become a mother sometime, they have to become a friend sometime who wants to listen to their stories. Everyone should, even the kids should share what has happened. Like, just a small example I'll give you. There's a friend of mine who's a reporter. He had visited one of my village where these Banjara community kids stays, and he told the kids कि वो क्या करता है. तो उसने उसे उन बच्चों को एक्सप्लेन किया कि आसपास में जो भी होता है मैं उसको लिखता हूँ. तो आप एक काम करो, आप घर जाओ, आज दिन भर में जो भी कुछ हुआ कल सुबह स्कूल में लिख के लेके आओ, अपने नोटबुक में, अपनी कॉपी में. तो और उन्होंने कहा कि मुझे सिर्फ वो पेज दे देना, मैं अब उन सबके सामने नहीं पढ़ूंगा. और जब वो घर गए, उन्होंने लिखा. दूसरे दिन उन्होंने सबने ऐसे चिट बना के हमें दे दी. And while going back, leaving from the village, we started reading it. It was so heartbreaking. And they were telling the stories about, आज पापा ने मम्मी को मारा, आज मैंने खाना नहीं खाया, आज ये हुआ, आज वो हुआ. तो इतनी सारी हार्ट ब्रेकिंग स्टोरीज एंड हार्ट ब्रेकिंग थिंग, एंड देयर आर सम ब्यूटीफुल थिंग आल्सो व्हिच दे शेयर. एंड आई फील, कि शायद वो ये चीजें उनको कभी पता ही नहीं होगा कि ये चीजें हार्म कर सकती है. आज मुझे खाना नहीं मिला खाने को, इट इज समथिंग, अ माल न्यूट्रिशन, लाइक, इट्स सो मच स्टिल देयर. आज मम्मी को मारा, विच इज सच अ कॉमन थिंग फॉर देम. उनको उन्होंने देखते देखते बड़े हो जाते कि हाँ, मम्मी मार ही खाती है. तो वो देखते ही ऐसा है कि एक औरत मार खाती है तो वो भी अपनी औरत को मार खाते देखेंगे, और वो जो छोटी लड़की बड़ी हो रही है उसको भी पता है कि हस्बैंड मारता है. इट इज अ कॉमन थिंग. तो ये चीजें जो है, ये एज अ टीचर, एज अ वुमन, एज अ wherever you go, we have to keep telling them that this is not normal. Should not happen. And then how we will change that? We have to work on the ground. We cannot just tell them and things will change. We need to understand kahan se aaye hain, wo kya hai, because even a man behaving like this has his own issues also. We cannot just immediately blame the man also, or even immediately blame the woman also. We need to look at it कि society किस तरीके से function हो रही है. अगर गांव में बेसिक इश्यू है कि छोटी बच्ची की शादी होती है, इसका मतलब वो सिर्फ पेरेंट्स की गलती नहीं है, वो उस पूरे एरिया की गलती है जो बोलता है कि बच्ची बड़ी होगी उसकी शादी करा दो. So what you have to do is, apart from the parents, we need to even work on the village also. So and we have to, like, as a, like, वो भी है जरूरी, ये भी जरूरी है. And as a filmmaker, I feel that I also have to make sure that these stories to be told, this women has to be shared. So when I did a film called S Durga, which is she mentioned it's won a Hebos Tiger Award, which talks about a woman who's going through on a journey and how people are ogling at her. They're not touching her. There is nothing where, nobody had touched me in the whole film, but only with the stare. Or the man staring also is such a wrong thing. And nobody understand that कि तुमने पूरे कपड़े पहने हैं, फिर भी कोई तुम्हें देख रहा है. That also is an offense. That also can cause damage to someone else. So that's what I'm like, for a man also it's a difficult thing, for a woman also it's a difficult thing. We need to understand both of them. We need to even understand the third gender, which is LGBTQ. That also, because they are also going through hell lot of pressure. जैसे किन्नर होते हैं हमारे, I work closely with them and I know the amount of pressure they are going through. So that's what, we need to understand every human being, even animals also, that, or even the thing which doesn't breathe is our soil. That they do breathe. Even our sky, they do breathe. Everyone breathes over here. The flowers breathe, everything. Only thing doesn't breathe is this. This doesn't breathe. कोई ये नहीं है. But फूल breathing करते हैं, एनिमल ब्रीदिंग करता है, ये स्काई ब्रीथ करता है, अपनी सॉइल ब्रीथ करती है. इस चीज का हमें ख्याल रखना चाहिए. दैट इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट इन आवर लाइफ. ये लैपटॉप ब्रीथ नहीं करता है, वो कनेक्शन पे चलता है.
सही है, बहुत सही बात है. और अपनी सांसें बंद कर देता है जब शुरू नहीं होता तब.
भाई उसको कोई लेना देना नहीं होता है, और वो खराब होने से हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता क्योंकि हम मूव ऑन कर जाते हैं. बट एक पेड़ कट जाने से फर्क पड़ता है क्योंकि हम सांस नहीं ले पाएंगे.
Absolutely true.
That is something which we need to think. अगर बारिश नहीं होगी, हमने इसका ख्याल नहीं रखा, हमने सॉइल का ख्याल नहीं रखा, हम खा नहीं पाएंगे कुछ.
सही बात है.
I
Sunita,
think
that one last question from you.
Yeah. I have to come on set. I have to come on set? Okay, I'm coming. Yeah. Okay, bye. So I have to go and do
Yes,
some
you have
acting,
to
acting.
leave. Yes. Okay, all right. Now you're on silent.
Thank you.
You're on silent. Just ask her the question and she'll give the answer later. She has to
I
leave.
only want to ask you that how can I join you for social work? We are doing a lot. I'm a president of a Shakti club where we help all the downtrodden women. We distributed frocks during Christmas now, and also sanitary pads we distributed, and books we distributed, and we take care of individual families wherein the maid is sick, having some sick person, giving medicines. All those things we do.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I always feel that if anyone is from the Marathwada area, definitely they can work with Navangan. They can always write me. Manjushri, I think, knows my social handles.
You have
Or
a
if
website? You have
it is there. It is there.
Yeah.
That I will share with all. And but what I feel is the most important part is, if you're not from the Marathwada area or Aurangabad and all these areas, so wherever you are, I feel, if you're in Kerala, if you're in UP, MP, anywhere, walk over there. I will come to your place. You tell me, कि मेरे गांव में ये issue है, ये है, क्या कर सकते हैं? Write it to me. I'm there. अगर मैं हेल्प कर सकती हूँ इसमें, बट अपने एरिया में काम करो. 1000 किलोमीटर दूर जाके काम करने में कोई मतलब नहीं है कि वहां उस गांव में मुझे काम. मेरे अपने एरिया में जो इश्यूज है उसके बारे में उसके लिए काम करो, बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. एंड if you feel that I need some help over there, if you think that I can help, I will come over. केरला में कोई गांव है, मैं आती हूँ. छत्तीसगढ़ में गांव है, मैं आती हूँ.
This movie was there, Padman, So my son told me by himself, Mama, this movie should go to every village and to every woman in this world, wherein they they have really taught us so much in that movie Padman. You know,
True.
yeah. I had a 1% hinge in my. I said, "Oh God, it's little embarrassing." He said, "No more. It is embarrassing. Every woman should know about this sanitary pad and hygiene." That is what my
No,
son
no,
told.
yeah, absolutely. I think everything is
Yes.
important. We all
Yeah.
should know about, what's going on with a woman.
Yeah.
We all should know what's going
Yeah.
on with a man and everyone.
Mm.
But yeah,
Thank you,
thank you. Thank you for
Rajashri
the
I'll
ma'am.
take
wonderful
your number
session.
from
Rush.
Manjushri ma'am. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
the
so much.
social media handles are
Thank
there.
you.
Whoever wants to share anything,
Yeah.
email is there.
Yeah.
Please email it to me. A phone maybe, because a lot of times I'm very bad at it. But
Mm.
email, I will be more quicker. I feel like I will do that. And thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye bye. Bye
Thank you
bye.
Thank
so
you,
much.
Manjushri.
Bye.
Bye,
Take
bye,
care.
Thank you.
Please
Bye
stay
bye. Thank you,
bye, bye.
Manjushri
Have a
ma'am.
Bye bye.
great time. Bye.
Thank you.
Wow. On a shot, that's a rush. Thank you so much. Okay, can we stop the YouTube live to be good? We can just do some